Hi, Darrel Bars, thatchannel.com. I have the pleasure today of interviewing Cherie Day, who's going to talk about Make Love for Peace and other fabulous things. Correct, Cherie? Is that it?
Yep. Make Love for Peace is a book, a
Mm-hmm.
project, and a movement.
Mm-hmm. And what does it entail? I see the sort of the symbol is an upside down peace sign in a heart.
Yeah. So part of the reason that I started Make Love for
Mm-hmm.
Peace is I wanted to make a difference in the world, and I wanted to help people learn about energy and how to use it and how to
Mm-hmm.
be conscious creators.
Right.
So a lot of people don't realize is that we use signs and symbology a lot to communicate. And so the original peace sign, the creator
Mm-hmm.
actually created it and realized that it was like more of a war sign. And before he died, he had actually asked for it to be turned up, like the peace sign is up, it's not
Right.
down,
It's
right?
not down.
And he was denied that. And so there is a movement to turn the peace sign right side up, so that we're going towards life where we usually grow up. Roots do grow down.
Right.
We have a balance between up and down.
Mm-hmm.
But that is part of the project is helping bring back the balance because I feel that we've been out of balance over our history in the patriarchal system, in the system with much war and hunger and poverty and things that really don't necessarily need to be so. We
Right.
actually have all the resources we need on this planet.
So how does what happens in the Make Love for Peace Day? What exactly do you envision happening on that day?
Well, Make Love for Peace Day is on the premise that everyone is an energy source, everything is an energy source. So when we pray together, when we meditate together, when we make love together, sing together, dance together, we raise a vibration, we generate an energy, and putting an intention to that energy helps to direct it in the way we would like to see things happen.
Right. So it's sort of like a bit reminiscent of Yoko and John's bed-in kind of concept.
I have to say that John Lennon's music did inspire me to bring this forward. Also, there's a lady called Florence Scovel Shinn who wrote a book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. And in there, she wrote this in the 1920s, way before The Secret came out and all this new
Okay.
agey stuff that is going around these days.
Okay.
And she talks about how to make affirmations and how to speak and think in the positive present tense, which a lot of the courses these days who are focused on manifestation would teach you
Right.
because we want to focus on what we do want. So our brain thinks in pictures. So back in the day, you know, our brothers and sisters of the 60s and the free love movement, they made a huge difference. Yes, they did. But at the end of the slogan, make love, not war, we still see the picture of war.
So this leaves out that and just focuses on the positive picture
Yeah, making love for peace.
for peace. Make love for peace. True. Okay. So have you done this before, or is this the first time?
No, my inaugural year was in 2013, the year to me of the goddess. 13 to me is a magical number. And so we started that year, and it's been happening and growing very slowly. I haven't, I've had a lot of setbacks technologically, moving, health issues, anything you can think of.
Getting
has-
in the way.
yeah, can get in the way.
You got to keep positive. Yeah.
But keeping positive and
Yeah.
keeping on. So it's been growing slowly since then. Yeah.
And so this year, what do you envision is going to happen this year? Like how is this going to manifest itself?
Well, the goal every year is to get as many people as possible to make love around the same time on the same day,
What is that time, by the way?
10:10.
10:10. Why 10:10? Not 11:11, or just 10:10?
Well, for me, 10:10 is a balance between the divine masculine and feminine, the one and the O,
Oh, okay.
right?
I understand that.
right? So
Okay.
this is the feminine, this is the masculine.
Right.
And together we make explosions and babies
Boom.
with orgasms.
There you go.
And so, you know, the orgasm is one of the strongest creative forces on the planet, creating life. So why not use it for positive intent? I mean, we can use it on this day together to make love for peace, but we can also use it for healing. We can use it for ourselves. We can use it for our friends and our communities.
So the
We're creating magical babies.
So the magical baby effect, and maybe making a shift in consciousness around the world, etc. Do you feel like we're really set back all of a sudden in the last few years with some of the leaders that we're seeing in the world, where there was a bit of a shift going on? It looked like things were a little more positive and lovey-dovey in a sense. Like, in fact, Trudeau came in with that kind of message, and it
I
seems
think
like
that
in
was a
3
little
years,
bit of a
boom.
setup. I'm sorry.
Setup?
I feel like it was a little bit of a setup. It's to keep people giving their power away, to give them hope and to make them think things are going to change. And then as soon as you get your vote, it's like, bam, back to the same old crap. So until we stop having corporations, lobbying and paying for the current representation, we won't have much change. It doesn't really matter who you vote for, in my opinion. And I even ran for a party to sort of get a better sense of it and have a platform to share what I do know.
Right.
And I know that even from the inside, it's very difficult to change a system that's broken. So I'm not just proposing doing this on an energetic level. I'm also proposing doing things on a physical level as well. We need feet on the ground too, not just heads in the air.
Okay. So feet on the ground, sexually speaking, and in what other way are you envisioning that there?
I mean policy changes.
Policy changes.
Policy changes in
Okay.
government, like changing the governance system completely. Yeah, we
Okay.
should be having a bottom-up system, not a top-down.
Right. Now that, okay, so that I was getting at, like, it looked like, I mean, there was some positivity now, for instance. I mean, I think a lot of leaders are coming in and they're not even pretending to be nice.
No.
Trump, Bolsonaro, et cetera, et cetera. They're coming in with a hammer and saying, this is the wrecking ball and we're all for it. And
Yeah, and it's really hard to
yeah.
say because for me, it's always about following the money. So when you're looking at different media and different newscasters, who owns those stations? Who, what's the agenda that they're really trying to get out? You always have to kind of look behind things to sort of figure out what's really going on, or step yourself back a few spaces and look from a wider perspective.
So with that, and with this as a partial solution, like, and like you said before, make love, not war, had a bit of negativity. This is all positive. Do you think that?
It's also removing the sexual shame around masturbation and sex in general. I mean, there's been lots of sort of blame and shame going on around and misuse of sexuality. So let's find positive ways to use it, and also positive ways to have more intimacy and love with each other. I mean, I do coaching for couples and other things in courses to help people learn how to manifest in a more conscious way.
And how do people get in touch with you on that issue, for instance?
Mostly through the website, makeloveforpeace.com. So it's Cherie at makeloveforpeace.com.
Okay. And on this particular day in Toronto, let's say where you are, more or less, do you have something specific? Is there going to be a place, or is this all something that people do on their own space and
Right.
time?
Yeah, I know. A lot of people think this is like the big love and a big orgy, and it's really not. It's about you being comfortable and loving to yourself and your partner or partners. So it's all inclusive.
Right.
It doesn't matter what spectrum sexuality you are on. You can love yourself and or a partner that's consenting.
Right.
Consent is the sexiest thing.
And what day is that on again?
It's July 25th.
Okay.
So
And
that's the day at a time.
July 25th coming up soon.
It's coming
next
up
week.
next Thursday, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And how did that date get chosen?
I chose that following the Mayan calendar, which is a lunar cycle calendar, so it follows more of a feminine, natural cycle of flow than the Gregorian calendar, which was changed by some church guy way back when.
Pope Gregory, yeah.
So it's more of a natural flow. And so there's a lot of other people in South America and all over the world who are participating in praying for peace, meditating for peace, all on the day out of time. So I thought it would coincide to have it on that same day. It made sense because it also followed the information that I was sharing about the divine feminine.
Okay. Now, for those who don't know, what does the divine feminine mean to you? So you can just convey that to those who are not clear on that concept.
The divine feminine is the representation of the mother. Some people would say it's the mother of God, or it's the mother of Jesus, or whatever. But to me, the divine feminine is like the container, the Shakti, the energy of all that is, from whence the physical form came. So without her, there's no physicality. We need both the divine masculine and feminine, and we need them to be loving and harmonious and on the same page. We don't, the imbalance that we've had, we've seen the results of it. We see the results of it in our life. And there is historical proof that there was a time, like 13,000 plus years ago. I think the city of Corral is a documentary. Corral. I'll have to look up the exact thing, but I can share the link after. That goes in and figures that out, that there was no weapons, no walls, and no wars, and that we actually didn't have commerce and capitalism based on wars. We had societies based on trade.
Right.
And it worked fine, and we didn't need to have this hoarding, not enough mentality that we do now.
So do you think that like the divine feminine, divine masculine are within our reach? Or are we too far away from it, or can this be something that
I think we need to cultivate them within ourselves. I mean, the yoga means union, so it's the masculine and feminine rising within each person through our energy centers up to piercing our pineal gland to have that Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. It's that divine union of being in complete balance and harmony with each other. Do I think that's in reach of the human family? Well, I think the more of us that practice it ourselves personally and do it, that energy gets spread. You know, when you're around a master, you can feel the love, you can feel their energy.
And what is a way that people can practice this to become a little more attuned to themselves, just an easy way for people maybe to practice on a daily level? Any tips on that for people?
I have some sample when people like opt into the email so I can communicate and give you ideas. I have some sample ceremonies and meditations to share. Just set out a time, like you know, if you practice at all, you know it should only take approximately 10 minutes to bring yourself to an orgasm, and it's a very relaxing, stress relieving. It creates positive endorphins. I mean, obviously, if you have a partner and you can set aside this time, we live in a busy life in this reality, and you know, even meditation and other things may be hard for people to carve out. This is like using this as meditation for about 10 minutes every morning, if you like, every evening, whatever works for you. And setting the space, obviously adding in protection. So I have samples laid out for people.
So you just get in touch with the makeloveforpeace.com to find out more. That sounds good. And any last thoughts on how maybe, you know, we can transform or post July 25th of what other things people can look forward to, maybe that you'll be involved in?
I do have, I'm looking for a new space, but last year and other years before, I was hosting these Sacred Touch snuggle parties, which is a workshop, and then, you know, like a snuggle party after, once we get all the workshop and the rules out of the way. Because it's all well, it's all consent, and the exercises help you understand the boundaries, understand your own sort of triggers or issues, likes and dislikes. So, and it helps with interpersonal, you know, getting along and learning how to be with each other in nice, intimate ways. I mean, there's not a lot of places we can get healthy touch without strings attached. So this is part of that.
Okay, that sounds intriguing. So there's, because the world right now, like there's just too much complication, and this is a way just to ground and center yourself in a different kind of way, more or less.
To learn about boundaries, respect.
And do you think the boundary issue is something that can be understood and respected? Because it's not so finite all the time. Is it something that you've seen in practice that it's a difficult thing to put in place, or how does that work?
It depends on the person and how much sort of code of honor or respect that they've learned in their life in general.
Right.
So if they come from a really entitled, sort of dominant perspective, it can be more challenging to help them through that. But most people in general are very open and easy to sort of learn and follow what, to be respectful. It's
Yeah.
not that difficult.
Yeah,
So
most people are good.
Yeah.
They want to do good.
exactly.
Yeah, nice. All right. Well, Sharon, we're looking forward to this July 25th coming up, and everybody participate.
Yep.
Do
That's
your own
right.
thing.
Donate your organs for
Yeah.
peace.
There you go.
Masturbate.
And
You should come.
there
We should
you
come
go.
together.
Come together. 10:10.
That's right.
10:10.
Yeah. Well, we can start at 10 and end at 10:10.
10:10.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
The big blast off.
Yeah.
That's good. And for more information,
Yeah.
makeloveforpeace.com. Thanks for coming in, Cherie Ann.
Thanks,
It's been a
Darrel.
pleasure. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.